you? Are you okay over there?
Yeah, see your enemies driven before you. In the lamentations of the women. Sorry.
No, you've got a case of the Conans.
It's not. I got a case of the Conans.
This is terminal.
It's not a tumor. Oh no, it's turning into kindergarten cop. It's not a tumor. I'm a cop. You
are gone, Chris. Chris, run. Chris, I'll block your way.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Oh no, we're both screwed. Just give up.
That wasn't the cold open. I guess it is now.
That's the new cold.
That's a hot open. That's a hot open, baby.
Yeah.
That was a strange.
Okay, well, my original cold open. My original cold open was asking about public domain.
Yeah.
Public domain.
Public domain. So in recent years, Winnie the Pooh, right? Public domain.
I love Pooh.
Another bear.
Craig. And I guess this year, Popeye and like Tintin or whatever, however you pronounce it. So those have recently entered public domain. Are there any that you are looking forward to?
Ooh.
Not
like,
really.
So that people can make like terrible like slasher movies from them.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you think they're making?
No. Well, that's what people are doing.
Oh, they are.
I think I might be interested. Like, there might be a moment of inspiration that comes from seeing something that enters the public domain that then would give me an idea for like a board game that I could use the IP for without having to like worry about licenses and stuff like that. But not really. Like, I find a lot of the, especially the movies that come out based on all these, like, a little bit just trashy, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, well, just come up with your own idea. Like, what are you waiting for? You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. You know what I mean?
I guess that's kind of a danger, right? With all this like recycled content, that we're just going to keep mining those instead of coming up with new things or supporting artists coming up with new things. So I guess that's a slippery slope, huh?
Yeah, like Disney did it to like old fables and folk tales and stuff like that, and then sued anybody that tried to use the same folk tales. But now they're like doing it to their own stuff. It's weird. It's like all the live action stuff. Anyway, what do you think, Chris? What are you looking forward to?
Well, not necessarily anything in particular. I was wondering about like Lord of the Rings. When would that enter public domain? When anyone can do a story in the Tolkien world.
2044.
2044.
Just around the corner.
2044. Yep. Just around the corner, everyone. Just wait.
I know.
If you can make it that long.
I mean, there might be cyborgs by then. That'd be kind of cool.
Somebody turned the lights off on their way out. Last one turned the lights off.
The sun goes off.
So yes, we have some questions for Jay. Find out what's inside that little noggin.
That little noggin. Lil noggin. That's my street name. Here goes Lil noggin. LIL''NOGGIN. And
Chris, I think we're gonna need some help to get him into the interrogation room and
okay, let's
turn that light on him.
Regis, get him into the hot seat.
Is there something in your medicine that?
Well, I don't know. Sorry. The oral quotes set me off.
That's understandable. That's
Lil noggin over here.
A little noggin. Chris, quick.
All right.
Chris, save us. Ask him a question.
Quick, ask him a question.
Okay. All right. Well, let's refocus.
Oh, we got
this.
this. We can't fail on our task, Chris.
That's right.
All right. Questions for Jay. Your origin story. How did your journey into D&D begin? What was your first like experience with D&D?
A friend of mine named Eric introduced me to the booklet. D&D advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Ooh, it's
It
advanced.
was.
We're playing the advanced version.
That's right.
And we were real fast and loose with the rules, but it just sort of like unlocked something. And then once we sort of like got together and started playing, the galvanization of the friendships and more than stories almost was more important. And we just every weekend we would rotate houses that made our families happy. It got us out of maybe potentially doing naughty things as high school kids might get up to, because every weekend we would just look forward to playing the next session of whatever story we were playing, which was fast and loose and chaotic and whatever, with candles and pizza and coffee and pixie sticks and all this kind of stuff, right? I mean, Sandra, you were there,
Oh God, I remember the pixie sticks more for band, but oh my God, we just have so much trash food and the $5 pizzas. Like, I don't know how that place stayed in business, but selling $5 pizzas on the weekend. But thank you, Pudgies.
Oh man, those prices back then. Oh, I can't believe it.
Right? Yeah. So Eric was a real. He passed away way too young. But he was a kind of person that was like open to like all walks of life, and being a nerd myself, it was really rewarding to have met a friend like that, and then from there, like a friendship kind of network just developed, and that's all she wrote. Then from that, but then very early on, I began just like creating my own worlds and environments within this sort of like template that was the kind of so-called F20 system. Yeah.
And how many were there of you, like at the beginning?
7 of us.
Yep.
Yeah, with an occasional 8, 9, sometimes more or less.
Fluctuate from time, but the core.
Yeah, the core was 7 of us. Yeah, so I would often be the game master, probably 90% of the time, right, Sandra? I don't know what you remember.
When I joined pretty early. Like, I know you had like 2 or 3 kind of like
you were
rough sessions, and then we like hit the actual campaign, and you
Whoa.
were almost always, except if there was like a kind of a slight one-off, we would do.
Yeah.
But campaign, like long campaign, that was all Jay.
We did a few things where it was like me and Eric like DMing at the same time, like 2 DMs at the same time. We experimented with a lot of interesting stuff, or like 2 different rooms where people would meet up together and blah 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 blah. We definitely were of the sort of the art theater kid nerd trope kind of milieu without the confidence to be able to get on stage to actually be theater kids.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, that's true. I mean, I once I got into my first year of like undergrad, then I started taking my acting classes. Then I got a little bit more. Then the shell kind of opened up, as it were.
Are there any pictures?
Oh my God, yes, absolutely.
Plenty. Yeah. We.
Yep. And we all look like we try to look so badass in them. It's so fucking great. God. Yeah, I love them.
So there are a few that were made like sort of like quote unquote professionally at those places down at the boardwalk where you can like dress up with like things and stuff like that. I didn't make the one that was like the more fantasy element one, but
yeah, Wildwood.
In Wildwood, but we there were plenty of moments where, by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday night, where we would find ourselves out in the backyard, trying to reproduce scenes from like Camelot or whatever with like replica weapons, and not even like LARP weapons that had sort of styrofoam covers on them, just actual like unsharpened axes and blades, and just charging at each other at full speed. And like I still have scars on like my fingers and elbows from like these moments of just like hacking at each other. And the police were called multiple times for us, like, because we'd get in costume, like we'd LARP, but just like down the street, like, and it was like, what are you doing? They're not like we were carrying weaponry. I mean, whatever. It was a different time.
It was awesome. Yeah. I mean, I could ask the question of, did the cops ever get called on you? And I'd know the answer is yes, for that one time that the neighbor called.
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah.
They thought it was great. Don't worry about it.
Um,
All right.
All right.
my parents didn't.
You're also a music composer.
That's
Now,
right.
where did that journey begin?
Same spot, actually. So when we began playing D&D, the whole idea of like using music to, you know, as background, we felt like we were real innovators. I mean, we were in our own little bubble, but like, it was part of the perhaps collective zeitgeist of people that were DMing at that time in the early 90s to have all these CDs of soundtracks and stuff like that around. And so we just started collecting them. And then I always found that there was a few things that I just wanted music for that I didn't have enough, that wasn't there,
No.
or I couldn't find. And so I started like writing that music. And then when I the music for like the old Final Fantasy games also was incredibly influential. And the Nobuo Uematsu music of the early Final Fantasy series like was a real inspiration to me. And I was like, I kind of wanted to be a music composer. And from there, I applied to music schools. Long story short, and then got deeper into the more avant-garde stuff. And I've obviously once you start studying a thing, it opens up all these doors to all this other stuff. And there you have it. That's all she wrote. And since then, I've scored a film, a bunch of theater projects, a few video games, and my own projects with Tanuki Games.
It's incredible to think back on that because we used to be like swapping like music equipment. Like, oh, I've got a keyboard. Oh, I've got a, cakewalk copy and all that. Jay's the one who kept going with it for sure. But again, that whole band geek source for it, like everyone in the group like met through band and through Eric. So it's amazing to see when like we all had our roots in something and then they took off, right? So Jay went the music route and I was like they're like writing and I went in that direction. So it's so fun to see, where everybody wound up. It's cool. So I'm curious, Jay, if you can describe to me one of your favorite like campaign or session moments.
Like early ones?
I'd be cool with an early and a late one.
For the early one of the early sessions that I particularly remember was at my house. I remember that for sure, which we were normally in the basement. And it was just about killing a lot of these flying vampires. We were killing vampires. And we were flying through these woods. And like it was a moment when like the rules system as a like guide rather than like a hard like rules system clicked. And we were all like I wish I could remember what was happening. I remember like we were all just like standing up and everyone was so excited, and like I felt really good because I was able to like create this like really joyous moment of all the players around the table. So the story at that point didn't matter because everyone was just having such a good time in this moment. And like in because of that, the story I just forget. So I was having so much fun with just what was happening. We were just like, it was just everyone was being silly. We were having so much fun, and it was like not from anything, right? It wasn't like we weren't playing a video game. I mean, yes, we were playing a game, but like it was it's a game in which this is the beauty of tabletop role playing games is like that. Like we're the system is such a like it's like a grammar of the sentence, and then we were on top of that just making something new, and it was glorious. And so that's the new one. As for modern ones, I think the more recent reunion episode is also another stand-up for a very similar reason. It's just getting everyone back together, like even people who wouldn't normally be and still aren't playing with us, but just getting the old crew back together for one more quick session and just having that moment. So yeah, I suppose that my answer for both of those are, the story stuff is easy. That's the and there's I've got a lot to say about my story stuff, but I think the stuff that resonates with me in the end is the stuff that like has an impact beyond the game itself, and that's the stuff that really sticks with me.
Jay, what makes your campaigns unique?
What do I think makes them unique? I'm not sure, honestly. Like I suppose, like my starting point is always what if I was a player, which I'm usually not, but if I was a player, what encountering what would make it interesting for me? Oh, it's dark and it's gritty, and there's some unique systems and all that kind of stuff are there, but I don't know. It's what makes it unique? I guess my answer is I don't know. Maybe I'm as surprised as anybody else that people return to the table all the time.
Oh no, I don't want
No,
to hear that.
seriously, no. It's a kind of form of modesty that keeps me trying to like better myself all the time. It's also a form of masochism, perhaps. There you have it.
I gotta say, for me, whenever I played in any of your games, none of them ever felt like the same game.
Mm.
Like we've played like a spatter of games over the years, and none of them ever felt like the exact same either premise or the exact same like a rhythm or kind of like a path to follow. It was always a bit of a surprise, the way that you would proceed through the session itself. So
Hopefully, within that story, it felt contained. But then
oh yeah,
from the next story, it was. Oh, that's an interesting observation. Yeah, I like your answer. I think I will choose that one then.
Well, I've
No.
got an extra answer though, which I think does not contradict. Is like Jay's storytelling is like going on a road trip, and you're not really worried about getting to the end, which is like the end boss. It's I want to stop at the ball of yarn. I want to stop at the all the landmarks along the way, and the adventure is the road trip. And when you finally do beat the boss, it's like okay, yeah, we did it. But it's like I want to kind of go back to get back on the road and see all the other landmarks. Yeah.
Oh.
It's always the journey, not the destination, I suppose. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that certainly comes from a fundamental life view. But yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, see, I should have just asked you, as both players in my world, what did you like? And there it is. There it is.
Trying to
There's
make you
the answer.
uncomfortable though. So this leads to a bit of an opposing question. Has there ever been an event, a moment, whatnot, when you thought about giving up on TTRPG? Because this feels like something that would have been, you know, somewhere along the way. But you said never just now. I think never, truly never.
There have been gaps where I didn't play, but
Mhm.
it wasn't for want of not wanting to play. It was just like just life gets in the way with other stuff, other traumatic situations or moments that like real life just becomes too hard, right? And you can't have that space to deliver. But yeah, no, I don't think I never wanted to stop playing. I've always wanted to play, and I've played in some way or another with various groups as much as I can imagine. And when I'm not, like there've been burnout moments, but I hesitate to use the word burnout. I think because I like it's almost like you need a moment to go to the petrol station to fill up your tank or whatever. You just need a moment to sort of like just get more experience and read more things and establish more things. So no, I mean I've given up on systems for sure, like D&D. I still think D&D is a great way in, and if it gives players the same experience that I had as a high school student experiencing second edition, yeah, I mean, awesome. Just keep that there. But like I've just found it. I've moved beyond that and just wanted to tell stories in my own way, I suppose. Yeah. So no.
I echo that sentiment, though. I've never had this desire to quit DMing, ever.
Right.
I think that's called passion.
It's called it's called having a passion for it. Yeah.
All right. What do you find is the hardest aspect of dungeon mastering, say for someone who's starting out, and also for you now at your level?
Starting. That's like easily the hardest part. Like even as a veteran, like GM, getting a table of people who are a bunch of strangers at the table, and then just like that moment of like, okay, and go. And go. And it's so hard. It's so hard. It's like, okay, finding this moment, like, and I think I've tried various like kind of theater techniques where it's like kind of like let us appreciate a moment of silence before the art that we were about to create, where it's just like just have everyone like just be silent or close their eyes or like
Heads together.
We had spoken last week about lighting a candle or whatnot, like these type of things of like that's it's always the most difficult is just starting. I think I've gotten a lot better at it now. But but now I play with a regular group all the time. So, but if a new group of people, it's always difficult just starting and finding that moment. And like I think how I got over that would be is to create a very tight, short prologue speech that I could read. That would be like the opening to say Fellowship of the Ring or something like that, where it talks about Sauron and the ring and da 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 da. Like something that just like gets them into the world very quickly and then gives them their adventure really quickly and then they're off. So then we can avoid all of the stuff of like, okay, now you're at a bar, say hi, who's this? I know you all know each other, you all do this, and these are the things that you're doing, these are the problems, go. And I think that's been really helpful as a good start. And then also finding the just fitting bit of music for that moment. I spend a lot of time on that.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
But
Yep.
it's important. It's important.
I hear you.
Yeah. But so yeah, starting's always been the hard bit. Once it gets going, then it's sort of like, ooh, okay, it's kind of easy. Kind of easy. I guess the second bit would be maybe like fear of like, oh, is this gonna hit? Is this gonna hit right? I don't know. Like, is this the right moment, or is this when is the right moment to like drop something? And that's always like, oh, tough. He's got to just go with instinct and gut, and that just comes with storytelling and like watching a lot of movies and realizing like when movies like choose and how they choose to implement their dramatic arc. So definitely listeners should be advised to like watch as many or read as many bits of cinema and art as they can, because that informs a lot of your own storytelling for sure.
So, though, in pretty much every experience I've had with you and in a lot of what you talk about, you are a DM. But if you were ever to be a player in someone else's campaign, what kind of character would you like to try out?
Apparently I'm a terrible player. I don't I don't see that, but I guess this is like my own like personal blindness or something like that. But I think most stories in which I've been invited as a player, I've been like immediately like kicked out of.
Oh my
Like I'm not welcome back after like a few sessions, and I don't know why. People say like you play too much like a DM, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like because like I guess when I'm a player, like I mention things that I see that are in the background, and like the DM doesn't think that they're part of the world. I don't know. I don't understand why I'm a bad player, and I don't think I'm a bad player, but apparently I am. I don't know. I don't like it. Whenever people ask me to be a player, I'm so reticent because oftentimes it just doesn't seem to go well. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. Was there a second part to that question?
No, it was basically if you were to endeavor to join another game.
Oh, what type
what
of
kind
player?
of character?
No. I back when we were talking about the heroes, I think I put my beliefs on my sleeve there, which was just like I do like the clever characters, but I like the clever characters that are like broken in some way, that have some
The
sort of like,
Strago-Valerises.
like the characters who are who they're a genius, but because they're a genius, they're like so far gone that they can't associate with something, or they're drug addicts or cads or whatever. I like that sort of dichotomy, which is very fun. I'm very rarely the
Spanglers.
barbarian. Yeah, I'm very rarely the barbarian dwarf or the whatever that type of fighter type. But anyway, yeah.
See, maybe that's your key to playing in another game. It's just to be the barbarian.
Oh no, no,
And then Jay quits.
no, it wouldn't work. I don't know why. I guess I'm born to fit a role, I suppose. Always the
As
bridesmaid.
someone who's DM'd you quite a few times,
No.
I don't feel that you're a bad player at all.
You're just a jerk.
Thank you. You're just a general asshole. Yeah.
This could be a healing moment, Chris. Give your impression of what it's like to DM for Jay.
He loves to do things. He loves to walk off the beaten path, shall we say?
I guess that's what it is. See, there it is.
So you're
There
trouble. You're trouble.
He doesn't like to specifically follow the story exactly where it's going. He wants to be slightly off of the path.
Yes, slightly off of the path. Yeah, I do like that. I guess that's what annoys a lot of DMs. Yeah, there you go.
Interesting insight. I like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think you've broken the rest of your players for that too, because we're just like herding cats. Like, what's over here? What's over here?
Yeah. Just close the door and let them do their thing. Yeah.
All right. Getting close to that, playing characters. Who is your favorite NPC to play? Do you have like a specific one or an archetype?
Baddies. It's so fun to be the baddies. It's so fun to be the.
Is there a specific baddie that you can think of that you really love playing?
I think the most recent villain, Solomon, I loved. I loved playing Solomon so much because he was a poet, and it got me to like go deep into like old like Milton and Dante and all this kind of stuff. I just got to read poetry out, and like it was really fun to just like be Solomon. Solomon was great. I feel like maybe I killed him off too unceremoniously, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's fun to play. It's fun to play the baddies. I never want to be like a really cool, like good guy NPC for fear of taking away from the je ne sais quoi of the players, right? So, but being a fun baddie is like that's it. Yeah, for sure.
So before we break for our sponsors, and this leads so perfectly in, because we just had a campaign end. When do you know to end a campaign?
Never know. I mean, sometimes it will sneak up. It always sneaks up. It always like I feel like, oh, this will last 10 more sessions because it's like they got to go here. But then sometimes it just seems to speed up naturally or otherwise. Yeah. So have no clue when one is going to end. Honestly, I think I tend to go faster than slower. For reasons of like my own pet peeves when I'm a player is I'm always like I wish we could have done so much more in this 5-hour block, and it's like it's always like there's always so many campaigns are what ifs or like the idea of a campaign that never gets there because then life happens, people get in the way and all this kind of stuff. So I'm just like, no, to do it all. Like you're gonna get more ideas. You're gonna have more ideas and you're gonna have better ideas. And so like, just do it quick and fast and you've got it. Yeah. Done.
That is a wonderful answer. And I meant it. All right. Well, after our sponsors, we're going to have the lightning round. Are you ready, Jay? You ready for the lightning round?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Storms are coming.
Storms are coming. Yes.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
Lightning round.
Bazap, 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 bazap.
Let's kill the dinosaurs!
The lightning round.
The lightning
No.
round!
Oh,
No,
didn't
I
see that
didn't.
coming.
No, I didn't.
Alrighty. Let's go to the lightning round. Fast answers. Hopefully, 2 fast questions. Let's go. Favorite character class?
Bards.
Why?
Why? I'm a musician.
Least favorite character class?
Druids.
Why?
Ooh.
I don't know why. Because I love nature, but I don't want to I don't want to worry about it in a game.
But they're bears.
I worry about it. I worry about it enough in life about the environment. It's like I want to escape a little bit. Yeah. So I want to be me. I don't know. Yeah.
A phone call or text?
Text. Oh, 100%. Oh my god. Nightmare fuel phone calls.
I'm gonna ask this after the whole drone thing, but aliens exist? Question mark.
Yes.
All right,
yeah,
back to Chris.
they might be clouds. You never know what an alien's gonna be. It's gonna be bipedal and speak Esperanto or whatever.
Oh my god,
it's
this
gonna
is
be
like we're back to the side A conversation again.
Yeah.
The nope aliens. Worst smell.
Me.
Oh,
No,
what have you done?
No, I can get fucking rank. An open fucking sewer, obviously. That's just disgusting.
Now best smell.
My wife's belly. Yeah, I don't know. I like smelling my wife. It sounds really weird. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, she smells
That's
so
the point
good.
of the lightning round.
She smells so good. Okay, go.
Favorite book?
Don Quixote.
Okay.
It's the first modern book. It's comedy, then tragedy. Every chapter's a poem. It's great. Yeah.
Right. I asked this for Chris too, because I don't know why. Unicorn or Norwal?
Narwhal.
Yeah.
Hey.
Pencil or pen?
Pen, only because I use them more.
Okay. Mountain, beach, forest, or city?
Beach. Wait, you said city. Probably beach. Probably beach still though. I was a beach bum for a while. I think I still am. I just like being next to the ocean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pizza roll or hot pocket?
So I've been out of the US for the last 25 years.
Oh, come on. We had them before you left. All right. And I'm going to follow that up with favorite pizza topping.
Just pepperonis. Just pepperonis.
Meats.
Just meat, sausage.
Meats.
Pepperoni and sausage for sure. Yeah.
And not a pineapple man.
Not fish eggs. I won't say no to a pineapple pizza. I like a Hawaiian. But I'll have a slice or two, but then go back to I'll always end with a.
Do you have a favorite
Chris?
Superhero?
I think I like Doctor Strange in concept, but in the films, I always felt disappointed. The whole idea, portals are awesome. You could do so much more, and they didn't do enough with the portal concept.
You need to get a visible tattoo. Where and of what?
I already have a visible tattoo on my ankle, but if you mean a face tattoo,
or chest, or back, or arm.
Oh gosh, if I had to, I don't know. I think I'd come up with a symbol from my game world. That was like a faction of the goodies or something like that.
All right. If you had to survive an apocalypse, would you prefer it to be a zombie apocalypse or a natural one?
Zombie apocalypse. I played a lot of Project Zomboid. I think I might know how to survive.
Yeah, get the bat.
I'm pretty good at surviving. Yeah.
And if you got me on your side as your strategist, come on.
Yeah. I mean, we could get a crew going. What is your favorite piece of music?
It's very difficult to choose that. I think
I knew it would be.
I think the Mahler's Second Symphony is up there, which is probably the music that I want to hear while I'm on my deathbed. If I'm in a coma, put it on in the background. I'll be happy to shove. I guess that's how I answered the question. What's your favorite music? What's the last music you want to hear before you die? It's probably that.
Okay, I'm gonna return the CD of 99 Red Balloons then. All right.
All right, let's speed along. All right, best thing about Japan.
So many things.
Best thing.
The best thing, public transportation.
Okay. List a guilty pleasure.
Listening to Peter, Paul, and Mary folk music.
Interesting. Favorite place you've traveled?
Ooh.
India.
What is your inner animal spirit? Your Patronus? Narwhal.
I'm a dog. I think they're loyal. And they're friendly. I think as a friend, I'm loyal. Maybe I'm maybe more like the asshole dogs, like like one of the dogs that's sort of like a little bit more selfish than like a golden retriever. I'm not quite a golden retriever, though I aspire to be one. There you go.
I'm not a Bichon, not a golden retriever, somewhere in the middle.
Marshmallows or potato chips?
Potato chips.
Okay, flavor.
Just salt.
What?
Salt
Yeah,
potato
what?
chip, just regular, just potato chip flavor.
No, that's
Just
I'll show you.
I don't want I don't want like a flavor of potato chip. I want
You need
potato chip
flaming
flavor.
hot something.
I do miss Cool Ranch Doritos, but I haven't had them in a long time, so I don't even know if I still like them. I might do. Who knows?
And favorite board game?
Ooh.
Here I Stand. It's about the Reformation. It's great. I've talked about it before. It's excellent. It's people put it on there like their worst games of all time. It's one of the best games of all time. People don't give it a chance. It's so good.
It was the best of games and the worst of games.
It was the best of exactly.
And now we conclude our interview with a questionnaire invented by Marcel Proust and perfected by my hero, Bernard Pivot. Jay,
Pretty good.
what is your favorite word?
Kaleidoscope or serendipity or rhapsody. Words that are words that dance.
And your least favorite word?
Words that have a profound effect and are insulting on people and demographics. Those are my least favorite words.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Other creative people. Easy.
Mm.
And what turns you off?
MAGA.
What is your favorite curse word?
Jesus fucking Christ. It's probably mine both. I just like again length. I need enough oomph to get it all out.
With enough punctuation, it works.
That's right.
And what sound or noise do you love?
Purring cats.
And what sound or noise do you hate?
People snorting in their snots without blowing their nose.
Oh, that's a good one.
Especially if you're like in a restaurant and it's like, just blow your nose. Like, it's so disgusting.
It happens a lot in Japan too,
and it happens a lot in Japan. Yes.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Principal violinist or something like that.
Oh.
What profession would you not like to do?
Anything revolving bureaucracy, like, oh my gosh, like paperwork can go fuck off.
Once again, something that happens a lot in Japan.
Yes.
His second least favorite word is in triplicate.
But my calligraphy gets really good.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
What are you doing here?
Wow, that's so loaded. That can mean so many things.
Now, the last thing is, do you have any advice to any listeners? The floor is yours.
I'm sure anyone that's out there listening to RPG podcasts or playing RPGs has that sort of thing that's deep within inside them that wants them to, it's saying to them, speaking to them, and to whatever degree of velocity to do something. And yet the world will say to all of them, don't do that, because that's the kind of world that we're in right now. So it seems, it wants to silence voices, and so I guess my advice would be to all of the voices that are out there that are silent, don't be that, because there's always an audience for anyone who wants to say anything. So that's me.